Hey guys, all right, thanks for being patient and waiting an extra week for this pricing section. I didn't want to rush through it. So we're going to go ahead and look at my pricing to start so I can kind of reference some things back for you. I don't know why this keeps starting on page 1 or on 7. When I have done my pricing in many, many, many ways. When I first started, when I first came straight out the boat, I priced myself at $250. That was my portfolio building pricing. I think you're going to hear from people that you should charge what you think you're worth from the very beginning. I don't follow that rule. I strongly believe that if you're a new photographer and you are not at the same level as the higher end photographers, you need to be priced accordingly. Do I think that new photographers are changing the way consumers are viewing our industry? Absolutely. However, I feel like I have been around long enough. I've been through a lot with my pricing. I've been through every single type of customer you can imagine. I have realized that the people who are looking for the newer photographers at $250, I consider a newer photographer anything under $500, that they are a completely different client than the type of client that I am looking for. Now, there's somebody in our group who needs to be priced way higher, and we're going to actually, you know what, we're going to start with her, I think. And we'll go over some of that reasoning as we go. I do encourage you all to listen to each video. I'll probably just ramble on. You know, it's hard to kind of talk about this kind of stuff when I'm staring at the computer screen. So I'm going to do the best that I can. Let's go ahead and start with mine. So I always I've gone back and forth. I used to just send my pricing as one page. I literally, you guys, have changed my pricing. Last year I changed it, I think, every 3 months. And what I end up doing is having to honor my lower pricing with all of my new customers. And people still booked me when I was more expensive. And I'll get to that. I think that when you are meeting somebody online, it's really important that you show a picture of yourself. Granted, I'm looking at the ground. I was a hot, sweaty mess, and that's the only picture that my hair looked okay in. I need to get one looking at the camera. I'm doing my family photo shoot with Kansas Pits this summer, so you better believe I'll get a picture then. At the beginning, I always put the session policies because people can never see it too many times. I still, even though everybody has the link to this, when is my session going to be ready? You know what? It says right here. Approximately 3 weeks after your shoot, we'll schedule a time for you to come into the studio. Well, if any of you guys are doing in-person ordering sessions, I strongly recommend that you schedule that ordering session at the end of your shoot, because otherwise your clients will nag you for when it's going to be done. And if you're like me, you're extremely busy. Do I want to have the pictures edited before then? Absolutely. Am I going to be able to do it during busy season when I'm shooting all day, all night? Absolutely not. So it's just nice. It's a cushion for you. You know what? Actually, I don't have to get it done tonight. I can do it tomorrow because my ordering session's on Wednesday. I have on here pre-session consultation. I've loved doing that. I have all of these things in here. This isn't a business, I'm going to go over this stuff for you guys anyways. I have all of this stuff in here. I love doing the pre-session consultations, even if it's just on the phone, because it gives them an idea of what to expect. The day of your session, we go over all that. Today is actually my birthday, and I went in and I did a few in-person consultations today, and it was like my happy place because we went over so many things, and it sounds like they're both going to be booking the milestone package, which I sell a ton of. So I'm going to get to that in a minute. Now, with pricing, I have been back and forth. I started it. You know, it's funny. I was actually more expensive 2 years ago when I was living in Chicago, and the St. Louis market couldn't handle it. My competitors, we are all very open with our pricing. They are a little bit higher than me. Their digitals are around $1,200. I had it that way. I was not booking anybody. I am the new person in town. Do I think I'm better than some of them? Yes. Not to be like that, but you guys have to look at your skill level and know, do I have things to work on? Am I better than them? You need to know. I mean, you need to pay what you get for, and I strongly believe that. I did not used to have a minimum order. Okay, let me get back to what I was saying. So when I first started, I had session fees. I've always had collections. I have followed Easy as Pie's pricing schedule and completely changed it to my own. I used to do bulk things where it was just your session fee and everything included. It freaked people out. It was kind of that sticker shock. So the minute I dropped that, I booked way more people. So all inclusive, even though it's easier for us, is not good for clients. It scares them. And I strongly believe that. Even the other day, I'm like, oh, I wish I could just go back to full pricing. It's $1,200 for a newborn. It's $1,000 for a family. The end. We're done. No, you don't charge sales tax on digitals in my state, so it'd be easy. No sales tax. But there are certain clients that want to buy products, and I did not understand this fully until I started with in-person ordering, and it has changed me. So my non-newborn session fee is $150. I have right here, and this is where a lot of you guys are lacking. You need to have this on here. Time and talent of photography only. Oops, that should be photographer. I need to proofread. No prints are included in the session fee. I'm sure that you guys get emails asking what's included. Okay, time and talent, no prints are included. You have a minimum order of $500. The question that I get back from most people is, so it's $150 for your session, and I have a $500 minimum print order. One of two things will happen. Wonderful, let's book. Are you crazy? You're too expensive. You know what? They're not my client. And that's fine. I get it. I don't have an extra amount of money that I could go spending on things. My husband had a heart attack when I booked Kansas. Hers is $1,200. That's not a lot to me because I value her work. And it was what I charge. I mean, I'm $850 and $300 for newborn, so it's like, it's $1,150. It's essentially the same thing. My digital files up until about 2 months ago were $1,000. I have since booked more at $850. It's only $150 less for me. I think it's scary for people seeing the $1,000 mark. Okay, so my non-newborn session fee is $150. I only shoot sunset. My newborn session fee is $300. And I say it's only for immediate family. I let them know that kids are included. I do not charge more for twins. I think that's crazy. I do have an assistant come. I don't pay her. I pay her in the time that she gets to spend with me and learn. That sounds really snobby, but she's another photographer and she's in the area. And that's up to you guys if you want to do that. But she's not. She's about an hour away. So I know that it's okay. I do not train other local photographers. It's burned me many times. And there's one of my main competitors who I trained that I cannot, and I bang my head on the wall. Why did I do that? I was just being too nice. So I can't do that. Okay, so your maternity session fee, then what I have is a maternity session, because you'll find that about half of your newborn clients will want maternity sessions. I do that for $300, and I add them on for newborn shoots only. I do not do maternity sessions without the newborn session because it turns into a full shoot. It's a waste of time. I only make $300, and you have to still edit, and it takes me the same time as a full shoot. So I do that kind of as a thank you to newborn sessions. Now, my mini sessions, I call them simplicity sessions, are $500. They include 30 minutes either in the studio or outside. They get 10 edited digital images. They do not pick. I drop them via Dropbox, so I don't have any overhead cost, and that's it. People are like, why would I get a simplicity session for $500 when I can get a full session with print credit for $500 and $150 session fee? So $650 or $500. I'm like, exactly. You should do a full session, because what ends up happening is, they don't only spend $500 because they only get 10 gift prints. They don't get any digital files. So what happens is they book a full shoot, and then they end up wanting more stuff, and you have a bigger sale. And this is stuff you guys will learn as you go. But some people can't afford, $1,000 a shoot. I get it. I'm one of them. I can't do that on a regular basis. It costs a lot of money to run this business. People think you just have cameras and that is so not true. Oh my goodness. I didn't have to pay any taxes last year because I wrote off so much stuff. My husband about killed me, but it worked. No taxes, see? So then I put on here, so these are my sessions. These are my a la carte prints. I only have a set thing. They can get a single digital file, or they can get an edit. They get all their digital files for $850, and I do reward them because I want to make some print sales. So I encourage them, you know what? Just get your digitals, and if you want anything special for your walls, get it through me. If you want to print anything 8x10 and under, I strongly recommend printing through MPix. That's what I say. This way, it's less cost for you. It's less work for you. You still made all the money you have on digital files, and you need to keep your digital files at a price point. I want to make a minimum $1,000 per shoot. Now, I only have a $500 print minimum required. Now, that never happens. If it happens, the least that I make is $500 plus $150. That's $650. It probably cost me $50 in cost of goods. So what? I made $450 for a session, lesson learned, maybe it wasn't the best shoot. Maybe I got a referral from it, so maybe it was worth it. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't happen very frequently. Actually, it's never happened. Actually, I take that back. One person did get $480 as a gift collection because the mom was not happy about the way she looked, even though she looked 18 and she was 50. You're going to have those clients. You got to brush it off and move on. So these are my collections. The first collection that I have, and I have had so many collections. These are what work best for me. The gift collection. This is 10 gift prints, 8x10 and under for $480. An 8x10 costs $60. A 5x7 costs $40. So this way, typically they'll get 10 8x10s. It's $480. Then they had a $150 session fee. Then I still make it, a decent amount of money. I'll make, $500. That's fine. I'm not that greedy. I have other clients that will spend more and make up for it. Does that happen very frequently? Sometimes that happens. Not very frequently, though. The petite collection, what I wanted to do after you have your basic collection, which is just a few things they can either use to get really nice prints for grandparents, for gifts, which I recommend, or if they just want to splurge on a photographer and can't afford more than 8x10s. Not everybody's in the same bucket. I don't want to make everybody who wants to use my services have to spend that much money. That's not fair. Some photographers won't go under $2,000, and I think that's crazy. I want everybody to enjoy good photography. Am I going to make the most money off of each sale? Absolutely not. It's not the end of the world. It's still a decent amount of money. So your petite collection, what I did for this one was I added a few more prints. I added 2 11x14 prints and a canvas. Some people want a nice canvas. When you see the canvas prices, they are expensive, so that saves them a couple more. Some people could care less about digitals, and that's the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because there are so many times I want to switch back and just do digitals, and people say, you know what? I don't want any digitals. I just want stuff on my wall. And that's awesome. It costs me more out of pocket, but I think that's wonderful. That's why I'm doing this. So the mid collection, what I ended up doing was, okay, what if I want prints, but I don't want all the digital files? And this one's very popular. So they still get 10 gift prints, so they get some small prints. They get it for their husbands at work. They get it for their grandparents. They get it for their house. They get 4 11x14 prints, which they can put up on their wall. I tell people nothing goes on your wall under 11x14 unless you're doing a gallery. And then I say 124x30 canvas. It's a standard size. It's a good size. So it's a little bit cropped, but it's okay. Those cost typically $400. And you get 10 digital files. And 20% off prints. That's an extremely popular package because they don't have to purchase all of their digital files, but they still get prints. So they get prints and some digitals. The next one, the Elite Collection, I have not sold this yet because I added the album. Tell you what, I hate making albums, so I don't care if I don't sell this package. Now, here's my plans. The simple plan is silly to me. One person bought it, and I added it there for them. You get 3 full sessions in 1 year. This is just your session fees. So it's $100 print credit with each shoot, so you save $300. So it's not newborn, though. Or that is newborn. You deduct $100. And that's kind of confusing to me, but some people want it where they just want a decreased session fee, or it's kind of like getting a free newborn session fee. It's like saving $300 if you know you're going to get 3 full sessions and you don't want a ton of prints. This one, I booked 2 of these today, and I booked 2 of these yesterday. It looks like a lot of money sticker price, but this is where your pre-session consultation comes in handy. I say, you know what? If you are even thinking about having more pictures done, this saves you so much money. I say, don't look at the big number. You're going to get to break it up. You can break it up as much as we need throughout the year, as long as it's paid for by the end of the year. So they get 3 full sessions. And this, you guys, this package sells so much. And all of these are very simple. Everything is pretty simple. I mean, it looks kind of scary. Some people have just a couple things, but having options really gives people the leeway if they have guidance. You guys need to be talking to people on the phones about this stuff. They get 3 sessions in 1 year. 1 mini session of choice, either 3 months or 9 months. Then, at the end of the year or whenever they want to use it, they have $700 in print credit that they can use anytime they want. With each of these sessions, they get all of their digital files, and then they get 20% off anything else they want additionally. Also, they have a discounted maternity add-on if they want it. Some people want a maternity, some don't. So again, 3 full sessions in 1 year, all digitals included. 1 mini session of choice, all digitals included. $700 in prints, 20% off anything extra. And you want to encourage that 20% off, because what happens is throughout the year they forgot they already spent $1,200 and they want to add, oh, you know what, I'll add another couple prints. And they don't think about it because they've already spent, what they need to spend through their 6 month. Now, the Elite plan is for people who want an album versus print credit, and it also includes a maternity shoot. If people ask me to take out the maternity shoot, I will. Here's my canvas pricing. It's expensive, but I print from Pro DPI. So it's only double. Pro DPI is expensive. I love their print quality. I love CG Pro for canvases as well. They are green to me, and I'm OCD about color. So I printed a few. They're in the studio, and I showed them. I'm like, look, I don't use that lab anymore. I tried to cut costs so I could cut you guys costs, and I say this at my ordering sessions, and I just came back from one just now, and she's like, yeah, it does look a little bit green. I'm like, that's the difference in print quality. And that's where I have canvases on there. Then I go into all my little stuff so they can see some of this stuff. I sell the barnwood frames from Lotka. Love these. I have these displayed in my studio just like this. I have a torn edge print, and I have this in there. And I sell organic loom frames, and then I sell these books from Lotka, but actually I'm not going to sell these anymore because they kind of disintegrate. They're beautiful. They're in the studio for people to look at my pictures down at the bottom, but I'm not going to sell them. Albums, I'm going back and forth. I think I'm going to go with Queensberry. They're expensive, so they cost a lot of money. Then I say in here at the end of this, what to expect at your session, what to do during your session. If they're going to book you, they're going to read all this stuff. I don't want to overwhelm them with a whole bunch of information at the beginning. And then I just have a little picture at the end, okay? So that's my take on pricing. Now I will go ahead and jump into your guys'. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video and jump into the first person.